Hi, greetings. It's the African Witch Bitch. It's been a while since I did a video, but I could not go to my bed tonight without showing some appreciation, some love, some humbleness, some gratitude for one of the most amazing women that ever walked the face of the earth. Today is March 10th, which is the transition date for Queen Mother Harriet Tubman. She is the epitome of African womanism. So, within the scope and the realm of African spirituality, we personally do not believe that when a loved one pass away, that they are gone forever. That's a Christian concept or a Muslim concept. We don't believe that. We believe that they transition from the spiritual realm to the ancestor realm. Queen Mother Harriet Tubman transitioned on March 10th. And because that day is so significant, because she was so significant to me, to African culture, to Black culture, whatever you want to call it, whatever scope you want to call it, I feel that I have no choice but to pour libation to her. Now, just so that you're aware, a lot of people do not understand the whole concept of pouring libation to the ancestors. A lot of people don't know what that means. Well, basically, like I stated before, when an ancestor transition, when a loved one transitions and they pass away, they're not gone forever. They transition from one realm to the next. You can still communicate with them, and they still have the power to intercede and help you in this realm, to help you any way, shape, or form. Now, granted, Queen Mother Harriet Tubman was not a direct blood relative to me, but she is my collective ancestor and a role model and someone that I definitely aspire to and look up to. So because of that, I feel led to honor her, and pour libation, to talk to her and commune with her. Now, there are 100 million different ways. There's no right way. There's no wrong way to pour libation. You pretty much let your ancestors and your intuition and your spirit guides lead you to the right and the way it should be done. Now, again, there's no right and wrong way, but this is how I choose to do it. So what I have here is an abalone shell, and I have a charcoal disc right here. So in order for me, before I pour libation to any ancestor, I either sage, and I have a sage stick here. And sage is a beautiful thing that we use to clear any type of negative energy, to promote peace and harmony. You know, you light up a bundle of sage and you wave it around and state your intentions. I want anything negative to that is in my home to leave, to go away, and that's what sage does. It's really, really good for that. People all over the diaspora use the sage, along with Native American traditionalists here. And I definitely feel a difference when I light sage to clear negative energy, in my home or in my workspace. Okay. So with a charcoal disc, I use this a lot when it comes to, now, the ancient people from Kemet, Egypt, believe that burning frankincense or burning myrrh, burning frankincense cleared depression. And I definitely see it. If I'm ever feeling sad or overwhelmed, or I feel like there's a lot of negativity around me, I will take a disc like this. This is an activated charcoal disc. I light it, and it's ready when it starts doing this, as you can see. And I take some frankincense resin. You can buy this anywhere. And I sprinkle it right here. And as you can see, it puts up a lot of smoke in it, but it smells amazing. It really does. So I burn frankincense right prior to doing a lot of spiritual work, because it clears negativity. It smells amazing, and it promotes harmony. So as you can see, it's burning. It smells really, really good. And I move that to the side. Now, like I stated, there are a lot of ways to pour libation, a lot of ways. The way I'm going to pour libation is I'm going to use water, but you don't necessarily have to use water. One thing I definitely state is that you don't give the ancestors, you don't disrespect them by giving them something you wouldn't ingest. You don't disrespect them by giving them something that's like a bottle of water that's been sitting out for a few days that a couple of people have drank out of. You don't disrespect them like that, because the whole foundation of African spirituality and hoodoo, voodoo, whichever practice of African spirituality you choose to do, regardless of what it is you have to honor your ancestors, because you are literally you're standing on their shoulders. If they had not paved the way, you literally would not be here. And their DNA is pumping through your veins right now. Period. There's no getting around that. Their DNA is pumping through your vein. Their blood, everything, a piece of every ancestor that's ever walked this earth that are a direct blood relative is literally in your DNA code, in your veins, in your blood. Everything that you're made of, you are them, they are you. So you have to honor them. You always show the utmost respect. So what I have here is some water. And again, you don't have to use water. Some people use alcohol, vodka, or gin, or whatever. Some people use red wine. It all just depends. And again, there's no right or wrong way to do it. I have an empty bowl here, clean bowl. And I'm just going to go ahead and pour libation. What I do is I call her name 3 times. And some people even ring a bell. I choose not to do that today, but some people do. This is what I do. And this is me pouring libation to an ancestor, a collective ancestor of mine, one of the most amazing women on earth, which is Queen Mother Harriet Tubman. I am calling on Queen Mother Harriet Tubman. I'm calling on Queen Mother Harriet Tubman. I'm calling on Queen Mother Harriet Tubman. Queen Mother, thank you so very much for your sacrifice. Thank you so much for your words. Thank you so much for your life. Thank you so much for your strength and your agility and your bravery and everything that you did to free those hundreds of captive Africans, those hundreds of prisoners of war. A lot of people like to use the word slave. I choose not to use that word. I chose to use prisoner of war. People who didn't even know they were slaves. You took them and you transported them from bondage to freedom. Ashe, Queen Mother Harriet Tubman, and I thank you. I thank you for being the epitome of Black womanness and African womanhood. I thank you so much for staring down the face of danger and forgetting your own comfort and forgetting your own safety and thinking of others first. Queen Mother Harriet Tubman, I thank you for being the epitome of Pan-Africanism. I thank you for being the most amazing woman that ever walked the face of the earth. One of the most amazing women who did not care about her personal safety, but cared more about the collective good of captive Africans than she did about her own safety. Queen Mother, I thank you so very much for your sacrifice and your love for your people, that you risk life and limb to free them. Queen Mother, I lift you up right now in the ancestor realm. I ask that you intercede and help global Africans right now in the plight that we're in. Queen Mother, I love you and I honor you on this day that you transitioned. Queen Mother, I know that the United States government allowed you to leave this earth without giving you your proper due diligence, but please note that African people globally honor you, and we give you your due diligence, Queen Mother, and I thank you for your sacrifice. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Harriet Tubman was an amazing woman. She did so much, things that I couldn't even fathom. She was a woman that's barely 5 feet tall, and I'm a 6 foot tall woman, and I live in Los Angeles in luxury compared to what she lived in. She continued to work for African people globally until the day she was put in the ground. She helped children, she helped elders, and anybody in between. I take this day to honor her. I take this day to lift her up, and I take this day to remember her and know that if I live to be 1,000 years old, I'll never ever compare to the work that she did in our community. And I just want you guys to know that if you are going to be in this practice, if you are going to be a person who wishes to do spell work or wishes to do hoodoo or wishes to do voodoo or whatever practice it might be, you have to start with your ancestors. You will get nowhere if you don't honor them first. They are your number one step. They're your first step in going on your journey, your spiritual journey. I want to thank you for watching this video. I want to thank you for subscribing to my page. I want you to just know that if you don't remember anything else that I said, honor your ancestors. Create an altar. And if you don't know how to create an altar, I will do a video on how to create an altar. Just note that we are spiritual beings having a physical experience. And with that being said, please, you guys have a great night. And please, if you don't remember anything else, honor your ancestors. Ashe.